Wait no longer, greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I am your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, you can listen to this show wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube at the Trophy Room. And if you like what you hear, please consider dropping us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, or if you really, really like us, consider dropping us $1 our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. So with all that said, and with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson, how are you, sir?
I'm okay. It's been a long week. But I'm playing some pretty decent, good game. So it isn't all that bad.
Okay.
And it's December. Christmas is soon. So I gotta be happy.
Exactly. It's a holiday season. Let's get some holiday cheer in here, Kyle. Did you just see me just rip that intro apart at light speed?
Like the Doomslayer to Isabel at the Game Awards.
Yeah. Chef's kiss.
I don't know if I'm supposed to talk yet, but man, you talked about how he gave you a Ric Flair intro, and you're just like, I'm okay.
That's him every week. I'm like, hey, Kyle, how you doing? And you're like, I'm doing all right. I'm doing fine. And alongside us this week, you've heard him over on KFGD, Beyond What's Good Games. You've seen his work over at Dualshockers. Mario Rivera, how are you, sir?
I am doing well. How's it going, Mr. Badbit and Kyle, Mr. K-Slip? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna be honest with you though. I lost sleep having you on the show. I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Every
not
single
that much of a diva,
guest.
people say.
Well, I've heard.
Promise me, I did not warn him of you at all, Mario. No.
Phone at Mike.
Here's the thing. I suck at names. Okay, I have mispronounced every guest's name at even their shows at points. It's because I'm nervous. It's because I'm in the role, and I also suck at pronunciation. It's just a thing. So, even with you, Hispanic like myself, I'm gonna screw it up. Kyle, I call Kyle Luke and Sean all the time. When it comes to white people, I have face blindness.
Yeah, I get it. It's white noise.
Y'all just look and sound the same, man. It's just freaking me out.
Why do you think I dye my beard blue? To stand out.
Sure. It's the only way I can tell you apart. Mario, what is it that you do over there at Dualshockers? If you give me the elevator pitch.
Sure. I am the video managing editor, where I am in charge of all the content that you see on the YouTube channel in terms of the editorials that we pick, in terms of games we review, previews, discussion videos, which we've been doing a lot lately, and sometimes some one-off things like ranking the Assassin's Creed games or ranking the Mario games. I have now a team, which I used to do this all by myself starting in October of 2019. There was people before me that worked on the channel, but I feel like I helped come in and provide that identity, being a kind of funny fan, being an IGN fan, and try to influence that into making content for Dualshockers. Dualshockers primarily just known for their writing and their their stuff that you've seen in the commercials. Sometimes you'll see the Dualshockers name pop up, which is really nice because we do have some fantastic talent there. So the YouTube channel pretty much was a way to showcase them in different ways, to bring their work to life, and to be able to collaborate with so many people, including, Zombie Kills this summer, which was fantastic. And then actually an upcoming video coming very, very soon for a 6-1 Indie crossover, which is kind of fun.
Oh,
I know, right?
Look at that.
Weird. Look at how that happens.
Well, that's awesome, man. And yeah, you guys have some incredibly talented folks like yourself, Cameron Hawkins. Y'all do some amazing work over there. And seriously, you guys have some gems. Just today, I turned on my computer and I just saw Cameron's on Unlocked today, this week. Where is he next? He's some IGN show. They're trying to poach you guys. So
we want them to poach us, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Oh, whoa. All right.
Listen,
okay.
We need to make money somehow, and being on these shows, it ain't free. No, it is free.
I totally understand. Patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. But with that, listen, glad to have you on. We're going to be talking a lot today about Fortnite, crossovers with Star Wars, if you ever heard of that.
I've heard of Star War.
A little indie. Maybe even get a Kratos in a Fortnite. Maybe
knows?
already talks of a PlayStation 5 Pro. Maybe we're going to do some predictions on a Game Award. All that stuff. But before we get into it, Kyle, last week we played a whole bunch of games for our Extra Life stream. Yeah. Now, we could only narrow it down because we got a big show today.
Sure.
To one.
Sure.
What game have you been playing?
A ton of Immortals, which I'll talk about in a second. I do just want to shout out, I did Platinum 5 Dates.
Nice.
The game where we found you love, Joe, in Page.
We did.
But yeah, it's a great game. Go check it out for sure. But yeah, Immortals, I've been playing nonstop. I am 30 hours into it.
Nice.
I feel like I'm at the end. I'm now at the middle part of the island or the upper northwest section of the map, which was all fogged up. I'm there right now. It's a little difficult to go up and get to where I need to go because of this new mechanic of it being very cold and draining your stamina like instantly. Oh, no. So I got to figure out the right path. Yeah. Oh no, is right.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yep. Rain. Goddamn rain.
But it's fantastic. I'm digging the story a whole lot. I love seeing how Zeus is progressing from being just a total douchebag to where he is now in the story, with Prometheus narrating the events that are going on. Phoenix as a main character is pretty damn strong. I'm a female Phoenix with blue hair because I got a rocket, and she's kicking so much ass. And it's fun. Combat's cool. I think we mentioned in our review in progress, we weren't sure if there were like any new enemy varieties or whatnot. There's a couple new ones that pop up later on into the game. Activities and stuff are still throughout all throughout the game. It's great. It came out yesterday if you're listening to this today. So yeah, go check it out for sure.
Yeah, it's seriously something pretty damn special. And even with like Cyberpunk coming just in a few days as well, like this is something that is definitely a palate cleanser from what has been this whole weird like dystopia that 2020's been. To me, I've been playing it nonstop. I put an extra, I would like to say 12 to 14 hours into it. So I'm around like 26, maybe 24 hours into the game. I'm definitely loving it, but there is a few hiccups that I see when it comes to enemy variety where it's like, okay, I pretty much know what these enemies are going to do at this point, and I don't feel particularly challenged. That and also mapping buttons in the game, it's just not great. 'Cause there's, for some reason, buttons are attached to other like moves in the game, and you can't just simply say, I just want, my dash to be circle like it should be, or my dodge to be circle where it should be, without having to mess up something else. It's kind of all over the place in terms of customization there, but I gotta say, man, like each individual biomes are so unique or so beautiful. And, I'd like to argue with people. I think there are some very special moments in this game when you're just wandering, like I'm just wandering a swamp and I see like this awesome unicorn looking thing. And I'm like, that's gonna be my new horse. And I got it, and it was like this 5-minute thing of me like hunting down this horse, becoming best friends with it, and it has like all the stamina bars on it.
Oh, sweet.
Like I think I just got the best horse in the game. Like there are definitely moments like that. And so like to see Ubisoft and the Assassin's Creed team take what they already kind of know from Odyssey when it comes to their combat in a way, and then also the Greek pantheon, and roll that into a Breath of the Wild adaptation. It doesn't have to be a 1-for-1. And the negatives is like, oh yeah, it's a Breath of the Wild clone, but like if you miss Breath of the Wild, and that's nowhere near a bad thing because that game's so freaking great, but like, I was missing it, and this is giving me that Breath of the Wild hook. I'm really digging it so far, and I can't wait to probably platinum this game because it seems like a really easy plat. But with that, Mario, what have you been playing, man?
The Fenyx Rising, I've actually only played the demo, so I got to have a little bit of a taste of it. I am intrigued by it, so we'll see how that goes. I haven't gone into the full game, so depending how this Christmas goes, if Cyberpunk ends up sucking, then I have a choice. The game that I probably been, and I'm putting a little bit to stay with Ubisoft. I've been putting a little bit of time into AC Valhalla, but then I decided to just put it a break because it just felt like so much. It's so much at so many times that I decided I'm gonna try the other Ubisoft games. So I've actually been putting a lot more time in Watchdogs Legion, which at first I was shocked by because I saw the reviews. The game got immediately discounted. And that's why
it was like $30 Black Friday.
I bought it for $30. The PS5 version actually for $30.
Yeah. I bought the PS4 and it was still $30, but it comes with the upgrade. So I am playing the PS5 version on the PS5, and I gotta say, as a game that I thought was going to be not very good from what I was hearing, to be honest, I kind of love it in terms of a podcast game. It works just what I need in terms of getting into long, like 2-hour, 3-hour podcasts when I listen to a lot of Giant Bomb. So and because I also learned the feature to make the pin screen so I can watch YouTube and play the game at the same time on PS5. I've been utilizing it primarily in Watch Dogs, where the dialogue's happening and I understand what's happening, but I'm pretty much focusing on listening to the podcast. So that's actually been quite nice. So in terms of Watch Dogs, it's your standard fare of, just you are many people in a world where everyone hates DedSec because of a terrorist attack. And you're basically just trying to clear your name, and by doing so, clearing out different boroughs inside of London and the UK. And honestly, it's a checklist game, but to me, it was less of a looking at the grand scope of what the latest like Assassin's Creed games do. Just hurts my brain. It's just too much to do. Plus all the little side quests and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm just like, I needed something smaller. And I'm trying to remember what game I was working. Oh, I was doing platinums, just focusing on that. And I just wanted something mindless and not something direct, like studying to do platinums. So Watch Dogs really just fit that itch. Also, if I just take the narrative and I just pretend that it's just the Matrix, that I am just in a simulation and I can hack everything and weapons appear and cars appear, then in my mind I compartmentalize it to just like, all right, cool. I'm just pretending like I'm in the Matrix. I'm having fun. I'll
it plays around with a lot of cool ideas.
It does.
Like being having the ability of being anyone in the game space is a really unique idea. But like the problem for me was like I couldn't care about any of these people.
Yeah.
Even with the missions where like you should care about them, it's either like the missions aren't really that in depth of what this character's motivations are, or like the voice acting is just really hit or miss with some of these characters. I've seen some British people go, "We do not sound like this, y'all. This shit ain't right," So like. Yeah, I definitely feel you where it's like, it's a good checklist game. It's a good, I'm going to turn on a podcast, kind of turn my brain off type of game. Yeah, no, I'm glad that you're enjoying Watch Dogs. It looks like this is a Ubisoft ass intro, so I love it so very much.
I love Ubisoft. Love them.
Yeah.
Sponsorship, please give me sponsorship.
Ubisoft, listen to this man. Of course, also codes for Immortals were provided by Ubisoft, so take all that with a grain of salt if you would. And before we get into the show, I'd like to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. As we say each and every week, if we ever got you through a rough car ride, a long car ride, tough day at work, this whole COVID nonsense, it really does mean a lot if you throw a buck over our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. It's the reason why we look so great, why we sound so good, and really it does go a very long way to keep the lights and the show running. With that, I want to thank our platinum producer, Todd Burwitz, our gold producers, Chaotic Monkey, Gavin Gottfried, Griffin West, Erica Scherer, Jose Jimenez, Too Soon, our silver plus members, Jedi Master Ren, Hide Indoors, Marcus O'Neill, Ray Martinez, JB, the Purple Monkey himself, Jadis Von Metal, and Tim Ulf. Thank you all so much for being amazing patrons like you all are. So with that said, and with that all out of the way, Kyle, it's time to square up the news.
First news story comes from Brett Molina over at USA Today. The new season of Fortnite introduces The Mandalorian. The next guests on the Fortnite island, The Mandalorian and the Child, aka Baby Yoda. The popular online action game kicked off its 5th season Wednesday, called 0 Point, which will feature a host of new skins and gear, including the infamous bounty hunter from the Star Wars TV series on Disney+. The Mandalorian will be available as a skin, while the Child is available as gear players can carry on their back. The 0 Point has turned Fortnite's island into a desert landscape, and bounty hunters from across realities have been pulled in to fight. The Mandalorian skin is available to players who purchase this season's Battle Pass. There's also a quest within Fortnite that will unlock armor for the Mandalorian and other bounty hunters within the game, including one with a head made of pancakes. This season follows Tuesday's big Marvel-themed event where players vanquish the world-eating giant Galactus. Publisher Epic Games said more than 15 million concurrent players participated. And in an update from ONS Good over at Polygon, as if Fortnite isn't busy enough, now Kratos from PlayStation's God of War franchise will join the game as a playable skin. PlayStation's official Twitter made a rather ham-handed tease of this crossover at 2 p.m. Wednesday, and Fortnite social media haven HypeX followed with a couple of images showing Kratos' placement in the game. Quote, "The next guy you're picking up has literally vanquished multiple gods with his bare hands in a fit of uncontrollable rage," end quote. Agent Jones, the Fortnite lore character trying to put reality back together, says in the teaser.
Oh my goodness gracious. Kyle,
Yeah.
you unfortunately don't like a Fortnite.
I don't.
Nothing's gonna make you change.
I mean, Kratos being in it is super cool, but like, why? There's no draw for me to go and play. Because I know what Fortnite is.
What about the comfort of your friends? You know,
Just friends.
just a bunch of good old boys and gals and non-binaries hanging out together.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
that
sound
is true. That's a little alluring, but like, I'm not good at Fortnite. I get
No
frustrated.
one's good at
No
Fortnite.
one's good at
no one's.
Fortnite.
Everybody's decent at
Mr.
best.
Joe Moran, Mr. Badman over
Yes.
here with over like 300 career
200,
victories.
200
Whatever.
victories. Who's counting? It's fine. It's fine. I was getting dubs every week. It's just, it's part of the territory when you're like me. But like, I get everybody else and where they're getting at. They're not that great.
You know,
Not everyone could be me, Kyle, but that's fine.
I mean, I'm also sole survivor of the reason why OK Beast, rest in peace, even played Fortnite, and I taught them everything I know that they don't acknowledge. Blessing doesn't acknowledge that I taught him the pro builder mode on the controller. It's very sad.
It's very sad.
But you know what? Now they're pro players, and I can get you there.
Exactly, Kyle.
Yeah.
Join us, because you know what? I'm back in. Look,
Did
somehow
I walk
Marvel
into a
didn't
cult
do it.
meeting? Like, where's
Yes.
the Kool-Aid located?
To
Listen,
your
it's
left.
called Nexium. We got to start getting brands.
Look, Kyle. Look, Marvel didn't get me for some reason, but I see the Mando. I see little Gorgu right there, right? The child himself, and they're just—it's Baby Yoda. He's cute. You put him on your back. It's adorable. I'm in. You got Mando. He's a Hispanic behind that mask. God, support that. Of course I'm in. It's Star Wars.
That's true. He is.
So, okay. And also, Kyle.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, Mario. Watch this shit. Watch this shit. What episode are you on The Mandalorian?
Season 1.
All
So,
right,
Mario,
well,
this is just for you. This is just for you. Okay. Did this get you back in? Did Mando... Were you ever out, by the way?
I was out for a long time.
Okay.
Way before Chapter 2 kicked back in. I played a lot. I think the superhero season, the one, but the fake superhero season, I think that was like when they pulled me in for the first time. And then the rocket thing happened. And then I fell off. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to retire. I'm going to hang
Hang
my
up the
boots.
jersey. Yeah.
Hang up the jersey. I think I'm done. Chapter 2 happens. It's like, oh, interesting. They revamped a bunch of stuff. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Just literally... Because I was kind of getting excited for this Galactus thing, and I was just like, "Oh, that's really cool." The fact that the whole season is predicated on the fact that at the end of the season they all have to come together and fight Galactus, and of course I'm like, you know what? That sounds cool, and hey, content for Dualshockers, so let's try it. Oh, it came out for the PS5, which looks amazing. It's 4K ray tracing, 60 frames per second. Oh my God, does it look fantastic on PS5?
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to try it out because it was a free download, and you don't need PlayStation Plus to do it. So I played it, and I was like, hey, this is actually a lot of fun. I kept leveling up like crazy because all the challenges, of course, were all out at that time. And then I was like, well, if you do this, you already get Wolverine, and I'm like, okay, fine. So yeah, I plug in the $10. Actually, I almost had enough money to get a free pass, but it was like
Same
off
with me
by
this
like
round.
$100.
Yeah.
But it was like you got to pay $10 anyways, and I was like, you know what, fine, I'll pay it. Then I'll get a free battle pass next time.
Yeah.
So this battle pass was free, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got me in, especially the fact that like you hunt Wolverine in the field. And if you take him out, you get to wear a skin for the rest of the game, which is dope.
Nuts.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah. So they're like, he was like he's wandering around the field, and then like if you kill him, you then unlock his costume, but he also has adamantium claws, and then you just start swamping at people while it heals you too.
God.
And it
Kyle,
heals
you don't
too.
want in on this.
I'm okay.
So I was like, that's awesome. And so in this new season with Mando and everything, at first I was like, oh, it's not like, like Marvel was like, oh, it's themed around something. But at the very least, now that we know that we have Mando from Star Wars, but now we also have Kratos from the God of War series, who else could they possibly bring in? Like, I find that absolutely fascinating. Oh, one last thing before I stop talking.
Sure.
There's Mando is also on the field, and he's by the Razor Crest. And if you kill him, if you kill him, you get his jetpack and his gun, and you can use it to actually kill, and it's so cool. So stuff like that is just like, that's off the chain in terms of what you can do.
Yeah, for me, I've been out of the game since Chapter 2. Like I played a few rounds of it, and I was just like, okay, this is cool, but like I think Fortnite, it's over for me.
Yeah, right. We played together. I actually remember that.
Oh, have we?
It was a while ago. Yeah.
So like I hung up the pickaxe. I was just like, here it is. It's done. But then like Marvel came out, still didn't stoke the same energy. And then Mando, just because it's Mando, and I was totally hooked. And now seeing Kratos in here definitely gets me hyped, and gets the most famous Seamus I've ever met in my entire life hyped as well. Famous writes in asking, with Kratos rumored to be a new character in Fortnite, I can't wait to see him dance. What other PlayStation characters would you want to see appear in Fortnite? Kyle, what character in the PlayStation Pantheon would actually say, okay, this is it, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try a Fortnite again. I'm going to give it a shot.
What would make me hop in?
Yeah.
If the NFL skins wouldn't make me hop in?
Right, yeah. I didn't even know those were a thing. Me with sports.
Hold on. Take that back. NFL skins, sure. WWE skins.
Oh.
There we go. AEW skins, one or the other. Probably WWE most likely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who would I want? I mean, it would be cool to have Aloy in there, of course. That'd be awesome. That'd be great. Bow. Yeah. I would love to have Sam Porter Bridges in the game, and with the BB pod and the scanner would alert you when people are nearby.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool. That'd
be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ellie, just because, like, just shanking other players with I think would be fun. Yeah,
dude,
I think there's tons.
Crash Bandicoot with a gun, shotgun.
Cloud from Final Fantasy with his Buster Sword.
Oh my god,
let's go!
Oh, that would actually be pretty dope.
That would just be back bling though. That would be annoying.
Yeah, you can't see anything. For me, get Sackboy in there, man. I want to see Sackboy take a life.
I can't see it like a tall boy Sackboy, just like
that's the thing of horrors. That's the thing of horrors. Mario, what's a character that would get you in the PlayStation umbrella? Because, I mean, we're about to see, Kratos shoot an AR-15, so, like, anything's possible at this point.
If he throws the AR-15 in Fortnite, will he be able to call it back to him? Is that going to be a power?
No, don't tempt me.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, there's clearly a character that's inspired by Kratos in the Battle Pass 2 that has, like, the Chaos Blades.
Oh, sweet.
So 100% he's going to have the Chaos Blades.
Yeah.
If I had to, I want Metal Gear. I want Solid Snake. I want either Naked Snake or any of the snakes. Give me all the snakes. Just give me all the snakes.
They're alternative skins.
That's right. That's right.
Dude, how awesome would it be for Solid Snake to be in the box? Have that emote in there. That would be 100%. Super freaking cool. Yeah.
There's a new feature in this season where there's sand dunes and you can hide in the sand, and then you're like Bugs Bunnying it in the sand, and then you pop out. So how great if you just then hear the
oh my god, that would be fucking nuts. Actually, that gets me really hyped, more hyped than, and I'm not even a Metal Gear guy, but like that actually gets me on some sort of hype level for it. Yeah, no, that's some dope picks. And honestly, at this point, anything's possible. Anything's possible with Fortnite, man. Like it's
the Ready Player One of games.
It is like it's weird to see like Disney and Epic works like in tandem with each other, really promoting the shit out of not PlayStation. Sorry, Disney Plus. Like it is. It is really interesting to see, and I don't know how long this season's gonna have its hooks in me, but it's gonna be there. I think this is gonna be a nice like turn on, turn off sort of game. I'm really digging how Fortnite has the adaptive triggers in the game as well. They're not as like good as Call of Duty's.
No, they're not.
When it comes to the gunplay, but it is cool to see them put in the effort for the haptic feedback, for the adaptive triggers in there as well. So yeah, if you're looking for a free PlayStation 5 game, that takes advantage of cool features like that, go for it. This is it for you.
How about Joe on Saturday during Extra Life?
Sure.
We'll play some Fortnite with you. How's that sound?
Ooh.
Honestly, it sounds like more work for me, but okay, I'm in.
Well, fuck you too.
Oh, man.
I gotta carry you. I gotta put you on my back like a baby Yoda.
I'll play Fall Guys and get the Doomslayer skin that's coming to Fall Guys.
That is crazy. Have you heard? Now that is, I didn't put that in the news, and that's my bad. But like, yeah, Fall Guys is also doing it with Doom. You're gonna have a Doom Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I love these crossovers when it comes to multiplayer games, man.
What are we gonna get Fall Guys in Fortnite?
Honestly,
and
don't count
Fortnite and Fall Guys.
Yeah.
They just swapped the character models for like a week.
That would be fan-freaking-tastic. But Kyle, we got some huge news.
This next story comes from Adair Bahan over at Game Rant. Rumor: Hideo Kojima developing Silent Hills for PS5. Despite its cancellation 5 years ago, one project that won't die is Kojima Productions' Silent Hills, the survival horror reboot of Konami's Silent Hill franchise from Metal Gear Solid creator Hideo Kojima and Pan's Labyrinth director Guillermo del Toro. Once again, rumors have risen implying that the game is back in development, with Sony collaborating with Kojima Productions and Konami to make the game a PlayStation 5 console exclusive. While this rumor has appeared before, numerous times in fact, this time it comes from an industry insider, YouTuber Moore's Law is Dead. What a name. Who previously leaked the sequel to 2018's God of War ahead of its announcement. In the latest episode of the Broken Silicon podcast, host Tom claims that he can, quote, almost confirm, end quote, that Silent Hills is in development for PlayStation 5 from Kojima Productions for announcement at the Game Awards 2020. In the same podcast, he also claims that Demon's Souls remake developer Bluepoint's next game will be a Metal Gear Solid remake, another collaboration with Konami. Reportedly, this remake of Metal Gear Solid has been in development for 3 years, with PlayStation 5 system architect Mark Cerny directly involved with the game's development. He also claims that despite them being far in development, with gameplay demos ready to be revealed at upcoming events, Sony is waiting to announce the games as it does not want to repeat the mistakes Microsoft made when revealing Halo Infinite.
So, we've heard this, I think, since March. Silent Hills is coming. Silent Hills is coming. Kojima's behind it. Now Konami is. Konami's allowed, Sony to handle their IP. Silent Hills is coming. We haven't seen it though, right? We keep on hearing rumor after speculation after speculation. But let's just get a little weird here. Okay? Because rumors are one thing. Look, this YouTuber, I can make a video saying that Horizon Zero, Dawn 2 or whatever is coming out. It's a prequel.
Whoa.
And it's coming out next week, right? It's all hearsay. But because the awards are so close, they're only a week away, Lethal writes in, with the Game Awards so close, what big announcements do you expect to see from Sony or anyone else in general? Also, what is your most outlandish and unlikely announcement from the Game Awards? So let's just get weird. All right, let's get our hands dirty here. Let's make some predictions about the Game Awards. Mario, I've seen you in the corner there. You're looking doubtful. You're looking worried. You're looking a bit excited. There's a lot of emotions coming out. What say you about this news? What something crazy you'd like to see?
Let me preface. Can I curse?
Oh yeah, fuck yes.
Fuck no, Konami ain't helping and doing anything. I don't give a I don't believe any of this shit.
With the grain of salt, doesn't want the cursing, but we're fine with it.
No, I know. With a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I just don't believe Konami's insisting on doing anything, and just the way that they've been. Now, however, if I am wrong, I don't necessarily think. I think we'll get the Metal Gear thing. I think that actually is something that it could possibly be. I remember the rumor, it was a couple months ago when they were like, oh, we're getting remasters of everything almost. And then, but it wasn't really that. It was really the fact that they were coming out to GOG. Masters of Metal Gear Solid, I believe 1 and 2, which is awesome. I downloaded it so I could play it on my PC. But at the same time, the news was talking about a remaster of the game. And then people were also talking about 3 and 4 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can see Bluepoint that being the next big thing that they tackle. I can absolutely see that in a collaboration with Sony and with Konami. I, for some reason, just can't fathom why Kojima would want to be hindered into doing Silent Hills, as since it was, coming from a bad breakup so many years ago at this point. And then to me, he can be as creative as he wants to be right now. I mean, granted, supposedly Death Stranding didn't sell, I guess, gangbusters, but at the still time, I think he fulfilled what he needed to do for Sony. Right. And so I still think that in his best interest, it would be to do something new, as opposed to trying to bring back the dead corpse of PT. Honestly, the soul of PT is probably the only thing keeping the idea of Silent Hills alive. The fact that it's an anomaly in gaming now. The only way you can access that thing is on a PS4, and PS4s will die one day.
Yeah. Well, here's the most important question for you, Mario.
Yes.
Just a simple yes or no.
Sure.
PT is a game.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Right?
Why not?
Some would say one of the most important in the PlayStation lineup.
Yeah.
Impactful, inspiring.
As much as it was touted a demo, I mean, it wasn't really labeled a demo. It just didn't have trophies. Yeah. It was just a game without trophies.
And it's a game. You can play it. It's an interactive experience telling a story.
100%. There's puzzles to it.
And there's puzzles. Kyle, there's puzzles. There's puzzles, Kyle.
I know you're setting me up for that. That's why.
I love you. Thank you for going along with it. Yeah, no, I think at this point, if there's smoke, has to be fire. So I think there is something here, right?
Yes.
So
that's
one of these things, one of these things is real, or to a degree. I think since we've heard Silent Hill so much, that's real. But how real is it? Is Konami or Kojima a part of it? Who knows?
That's
the Metal Gear thing. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that being a thing, and Bluepoint being a part of it. It does intrigue me, and Kyle, I want to know if you got some input here of just okay, at this point, we're assuming that these two games are, PlayStation exclusives. What has Sony done? What has Sony been able to pull off here? Do you think that maybe there's even a broader thing at play here where Sony's listen, Konami, you're not using these IP. You want to just make a little bit of money, we just use them for you? Do you kind of see that as a scenario?
First of all, I'm feeling very attacked this episode. I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry.
Second of all, I think it's more along the lines of, I think Mario made a very good point, is I don't think Kojima wants any part to do with Konami. Yeah. And so maybe, Konami is working with Bluepoint to make the Metal Gear Solid remake, but there's no way in hell Kojima is going to even communicate with, accept any help from Konami. So maybe PlayStation just outright bought the rights for Silent Hills. And then just gave it straight to Kojima Productions to make. Because I truly think he wants nothing to do with that company. And rightfully so. They treated him like garbage. And one of the most visible and bad breakups in video games for the last decade, for sure. Yeah. I don't think he wants to touch them with the 10-foot pole. But he does want to make Silent Hills. I think it is 100%, like you said, Joe, where there's smoke, there's fire. It's going to happen. I think it's a logical step, because I think that meant a lot to Kojima before he left. My biggest question for that project is Norman Reedus also going to be in this game? Is Norman Reedus going to be the go-to main actor for every Kojima game going forward?
Let's hope not. But I think you make a really good point, though. I really do, where it's just I think probably along the lines Kojima was working on something, or his next idea was horror-esque. And I think Sony was just hey, listen, if we could, we're not saying we can, we could take Silent Hills. Will you
sound like my bosses.
Hey, listen, those TPS reports. No, but like, if we would you want to do this? And it's probably, if this is actually real, a thing. Mario, I'll shoot right back to you. Do you think this is a Game Awards thing? Do you think Sony has been putting trailers in the hopper waiting for Game Awards because, Phil Spencer came out big dick swigging last year and, showed us a console and a lady that was yelling at us in some type of language I don't know.
I remember that. That was great.
She's speaking in tongues, It's
no,
so fucked up.
I really sympathized with her in the last game. Something really went wrong. I would say I think PlayStation hasn't come out swinging. And do I think one of these trailers is gonna? I think it's most for me. If you want to see me explode, which I'm going to be hanging out with Logan Moore and Michael Ruiz, and I've recently gotten into Metal Gear this year. If you want to see me explode and you show me like Blue Point's next game is that, then yeah, 100%, I'm going to blow up crazy. Silent Hills, I'm just going to be looking like, really, that's interesting. And again, like if it has nothing to do with Kojima at all, and they were just making Silent Hills at all, sure, that's fine. Silent Hills actually ultimately doesn't interest me at all. So that's why part of me doesn't want Kojima to do that. I want to rather him do his Princess Beach movies and go totally off the wall. Like, I don't know if you saw behind me, like I have the baby just chilling right there.
Oh.
Because I actually really do enjoy that silly ass narrative game.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast that loves Death Stranding.
Death Stranding's great and how silly it is.
And I love it because of the gameplay. Everybody yelled at me. I was like, I love it. I don't know.
Yeah, the game was fun too. And I have it on PC. And honestly, if the caveat would be like, hey, these are PlayStation exclusives, but also in a year or so, they're going to be on PC. Like, I can absolutely see that as well.
So you do strike me as a horror guy for some reason.
I do love horror. Just for some reason... Games, no.
Really?
Horror movies, yes.
Okay.
Horror game, no, it wasn't until this year that I played through Resident Evil, like all of them. Like I played 3, 4, 5, 7, and then I'm going to play 1 again because Brittany Brombacher gave me shit about it. So I'm going to go play 1 again. I played 2 last year, obviously, but
fantastic. So. And like, I'm kind of opposite of you. Of like, give me horror games. Sure. I can't do horror movies though. Really? Like Midsummer, I'm not going near Switzerland or wherever the fuck they were. I'm never.
Man,
no.
It came out when I was in a breakup. It came at the perfect time. I was.
Oh my goodness, it's terrifying. So like, for me, I'm actually more interested in Silent Hills than anything because again, I think we've romanticized what has happened around that game, so we really want to see that win.
Sure.
But for you guys. What is that one announcement? What is your one prediction of the show? And Lethal says, let's just get weird with it. Let's just get wild. And I'm going to do this for, well, actually, I'm going to save mine for last. Kyle, what would you, you know what it is too, Kyle. So
I know, it's fine.
I'm going to hit you real hard.
My most outlandish thing. I have a couple. I don't know if they're outlandish. Mm-hmm. I think we see a little bit more of Ragnarok, God of War Ragnarok. And okay, this one's a little bit crazy. Yeah. Factions is unveiled.
Okay.
From Naughty Dog.
I can see that.
And it's
Eddie Vedder's playing.
Yeah, and it's out that night. Beta or something.
Oh, that would be insane.
Because they've been working on it all year. They said it was coming. It was later this year. We'll hear more about it. We're at that point where later in the year. So,
sorry, Cyberpunk, I'm playing Factions.
Well, shit, those are some good. That's some. Do you really think we're going to see some God of War?
We could.
I would say I'm at like a 45% chance we see God of War Ragnarok.
I'm at like a 15% because when Sony was just like, here's the games that are coming out first half, and you saw Returnal, we saw Ratchet and Clank. Then the second half, it was like Horizon. I definitely think that God of War tease was just that. It was just a tease of the future more than like, oh, we got something.
You say that
right now.
You say that, but it ended with the trailer saying 2021.
Yeah.
But again, like that. But then that social post by Sony kind of is like, it's not there. It's on 2021. So
they said that it was not going to be 2021.
Well, it's been messaging. So like a few weeks after that reveal of like 2021, they came out with like a list of like first party games you should be excited for 2021. God of War ain't on that list.
Got it.
So that's why I'm saying.
Sure.
But are you hanging on to Kyle's hope here? Do you think we're going to see God of War?
His 45%. I can see that. I can absolutely see there. And it doesn't have to be long. It literally could be 20 seconds. Okay. You just give me something of like Loki a little bit older. You know, whatever. Oops, spoilers for God of War. Sorry. If he's just a little bit older, or whatever. You know, Thor, whatever shows up. You know, like I think just give us something just to tease us to be like, oh my god, and maybe give us a date. Maybe don't do that because we don't know. Yeah. We still don't know. So. Or like,
I mean, show off or have like the voice actor come on stage and say something, or like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm Thor, and then cut to a clip of him doing some badass things to Kratos.
Yeah, Troy Baker.
Troy Baker is every other character. Right. For me,
and in Fortnite.
Yeah, and he's in Fortnite. He's a narrator or whatever. He's like the special agent. Listen, the most important thing though, when we take a look back of like what's gonna get the crowd going, what's gonna get people excited, you got to show them hope. You have to show them intensity. You have to bring the heat. It's been 2,080 days since the date that is March 24th, 2015. You know what that date is, Mario?
No, tell me what that date is.
It's the date of the game of the generation, Bloodborne. 2,000 days, 2,000 plus.
You're saying we're gonna get Bloodborne before Elden Ring?
Yeah, right.
Yes, we are, because we deserve this. Because here's the thing about Elden Ring.
Crazy predictions, I got you.
Here's the thing: the crazier prediction is thinking Elden Ring's gonna come out anytime soon. George Railroad Martin's on that. He's never finished a goddamn thing in his life. This old man. So what I'm telling you,
a TV show apparently.
What I'm telling you, it ain't happening. Elden Ring, throw that in the trash where it belongs. Just like the 8th season of Game of Thrones, it's Bloodborne 2. And that's going to get me hyped. Because listen, From has a lot more studios than... I think they have like a A team, a B team, and a C team, if I'm not mistaken. So they can work on a lot of things. And I'm just hoping that they give Daddy a little Bloodborne. Just give Daddy what he needs. You know?
Give him the lifeblood. Is it a Japan studio From Software? That doesn't matter.
No, Japan Studio is like a support studio that supports all their first party stuff. Okay. But that's what would get me excited. But also, Kyle, I think you're really on the money when it comes to Last of Us Part 2 multiplayer, because Last of Us is also so prominent in the award show in itself. Now, Jeff Keighley is not the only one with his own little award show. That's right. Today, it's official. The Trophy Room Game Award votes start today. We made over a dozen categories for y'all to vote on. For example, we have best PlayStation 5 launch games. We have best trophy list. We have the best PlayStation Plus game, best art direction, best remake/remaster. That category alone, gonna be a bloodbath. You have Demon Souls remake in there. You have Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remake in there. You have Final Fantasy 7 remake in there. You have so many remakes and remasters that are just of high quality. That category alone is going to depend on your votes. And last but not leastly, of course, we're going to have our Game of the Year. And our Game of the Year nominees are Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Fall Guys, Miles Morales, Demon Souls Remake, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Again, no Cyberpunk this year. It's definitely qualified for next year. It's just a way for us to get all the votes in on a nice, timely manner without having any type of recency bias towards them as well. So again, that's our nominees for Game of the Year of 2020. And it's really just a fun way for us to kind of communicate with the community, have fun with each other, because honestly, this is like one of the parts of games that we used to really enjoy together, right? You bring your friends in, you talk about what games clicked with you, what games didn't click with you, what was the game that defined your 2020. So what better way? Get in that description, link down below. Vote on the game that you think rocked your 2020, that defined your year. So again, Trophy Room Awards, link down below. With that, let's get back to the show. That said,
well, I think Mario's got to give his outlandish pick, right?
Oh, I thought you already had. I'm sorry, go for it.
No. I agree with everything Kyle said. My outlandish, just completely out there, just crazy, like big brain, just like idea. And it's not PlayStation related. I'm sorry for the PlayStation fans.
How dare you?
I want Crimson Skies remastered.
Yeah,
and brought back. Bring back my Xbox Live glory days, and please give me back Crimson Skies mixed in with a 2-pack with Mech Assault and also Kung Fu Chaos. That was also
this
one of my
guy
favorite
fucking
games.
gets it, Kyle.
Throw in Fusion Frenzy, and I'm with you on that one.
All right.
They had a sequel in the 360 era.
Yeah. No, that honestly, if we're talking Xbox Live here,
Triple back.
Welcome to the green room where we're all about Phil Spencer. And,
the green room's got like a weed smell.
Eric Greenberg, what are you doing back there? You wild hog, you. No, MechAssault was great. Oh my god,
Yes.
that was my first online game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and probably
100%.
the first time I was hit with a racial slur at a young age. That said, Kyle, we have one last story on the list. And this one caught me by surprise because I was literally on Twitter. I saw it on the corner. I was like, this isn't real. This can't be. But alas, here we are.
Vinny Mancuso from Collider writes, PS5 Pro. Is Sony developing a dual GPU version of the PS5? The initial launch of both the PS5 and Xbox Series X saw the latter coming out on top as the more powerful machine. But T3 shed new light on a patent placed by Sony Entertainment Interactive that suggests the company already has eyes on a PS5 Pro. And this thing is pretty much going to have enough juice to knock you through a wall. The key thing, the patent is describing a console that would include 2 graphics cards, similar to a gaming PC setup. Here's the techno speak via the document itself. In a multi-GPU simulation environment, frame buffer management may be implemented by multiple GPUs rendering respective frames of video, or by rendering respective portions of each frame of video. One of the GPUs controls HDMI frame output by virtue of receiving frame information from the other GPUs and reading out complete frames through a physically connected HDMI output port. Or the outputs of the GPUs can be multiplexed together. Basically, one card renders most of the graphics while the second one picks up the slack to complete the image. This sounds simple, but it's the two-handed approach PCs use for the highest quality resolutions and frame rates. Not even close to all of the PS5 launch titles actually provide the promise of 4K gaming at 120 frames per second, but this hypothetical dual GPU machine, it'd be easy street for almost everything.
Here's the thing. I didn't have to put in the techno speak part. But I did. Because part of me hoped that Kyle was going to do his robot voice, but he didn't do it. But you know what? You did deliver. You did deliver.
I thought halfway through to restart doing the robot voice, but I decided not to.
Well, listen. PlayStation 5 Pro, we're not even a month into this console. We're talking about patents for a Pro version. You gots to be kidding me. All right, my Nana's out there risking limb to get me another PlayStation 5. I say, Nana, you really love me. You wouldn't wear a mask and go straight to that market. You get me that PlayStation 5, gosh darn it. She's just like, yes, sonny boy, I will. And that's what Nana does. That's how Nana provides. That said, Nana might be sacrificing it for nothing if there's going to be a new one in 2 years. Mario, what are your thoughts on all this? Is this real? Do you think this is real? What are your thoughts
2
on
GPUs, that's double the blast processing. No, I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, obviously, because I just plunkered down 500 smackaroos on this little guy. And you know what? I can't think of this PlayStation getting any bigger. If you saw what happened in the last generation, they made from triangles to smoothed edges to then double dippers or whatever the hell. Like, it's just double snacks.
It was a layered cake, yeah.
Yeah, it was a layered cake.
It was double stuff of the
double
PlayStation.
Stuff. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why I said double smackers or something. But yeah, I can't imagine this. I just can't imagine it. Like, what if this thing? The box says 8K. How many Ks do I need going past this? Are we getting the 16K with the double? I don't get it. I mean, to be totally real, I'm not. I mean, yes, cool. We're probably already setting up for the next generation. I don't think this is anytime soon. If I had to give it a timeline, I probably would say 4 years. But at the very least, yeah, I mean, they're always developing new things. So whatever this ends up being, if it ends up being, and I heard this also had a lot of cloud support built into it, even though supposedly cloud really is internet stuff. Whatever. I'm not technical. Beep bop, but whatever. At the very least, if it ends up being something beneficial in the future that I will put money down for, sure, absolutely. But as of right now, who's just, people are starving in the streets, people are sleeping outside in front of GameStop.
Right, Nana's trying to get me a PS5.
Yeah.
she's sleeping
Doing
outside.
Just tricks on the street from people. I don't know. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Just, you don't want to know.
Kyle, what are your thoughts here, man? Like, is it too soon to be talking about this stuff? I don't know. Words and stuff. What are your thoughts?
It's not too soon, because you want to know why? This is not about the PS5 Pro.
Oh.
It lives, Joe and Mario. It's the Vita 2, ladies and gentlemen. It's got dual GPUs. It's going to be this big. You have to hold it this far away to not damage your eyes.
Yeah.
Actually, here you go. Here's your big brain, right?
Go for
Two
it.
GPUs. The GPUs are actually not connected, all right? They're connected by a screen. It's a tablet. Foldable technology.
Whoa.
It's a Vita Fold. Whatever you want to call it. PS Fold.
I
What
like
if
how
they
this
put
episode quickly devolved into Crazy Street.
What if they
late.
add like another little bulge at the bottom, and it's a dock for the new Vita, and that's the other GPU that you can slide in. So so the PS5 can become even more phallic than it already is.
Honestly,
it's like the Switch dock. It goes from 720 when you do handhelds, 1080 when you
Yeah.
there you go. What more can you ask for? Honestly, though, to get off of Crazy Street for just a second here.
But I
'cause it's
like
been
it here.
It's fun.
Kyle, you listen. You live the way you want to live. I'm not going to judge you for it. For me, I'm kind of with you here, Mario. Like, yeah, new technology is being made constantly. This is not new. There's probably a patent for the PlayStation 7 we don't know about, right? Like, everybody has their roadmap. I remember Mark Cerny actually giving a talk about the PlayStation 4 Pro and when they were developing that console and when they was already started, they said once they shipped the PlayStation 4, they made quick revisions to see how they could get it cheaper out the gate. And then they were literally like, okay, now let's slim this thing down. Let's make it even cheaper. And right when they were kind of done with that, that's when they kind of started with the PlayStation 4 Pro. So in no way, shape, or form do I think that they're not looking into making this thing smaller. Because like Mario, what you alluded to, this thing is way too gosh dang big, right?
Big. It's a real big boy.
It's real big. It's unwieldy. So like, yeah, I bet they're taking feedback on, okay, so people want, you know, they want a bigger hard drive. They want this thing to be slimmed down a bit. How can we do that and be cost effective? And at the same exact time, yeah, I would not be surprised if PlayStation is already looking at a Pro model, trying to see their competition, seeing it at the Xbox Series X and going, okay, let's make an Xbox Series X but PlayStation, you know? I could see them wanting to take that parent narrative, but at the same exact time offering something pretty cost effective. So I definitely see this as a thing, and honestly, I'm not bummed about it one bit. Like, new consoles come out, we're used to new iPhones coming out every single year, and we all line up for those. So like, to me, I just see this as just another thing we're kind of lining up for. You know, it's the next hotness, it's the next new thing. It is just weird that we're talking about it so early the way we are. It is strange.
Even before we have a list of like compatible external SSD drives. We're already talking about the PS5 Pro. No, slow down, Sony. Let's push the brake.
For sure. And if there was to actually back you up, because I come from a history of phones with the iPhone and stuff like that, if there is a system in place, which Xbox already has a leg up with the All Access, where you can finance an Xbox for a certain amount of months, you also get Game Pass. So it ends up being a little bit more than your standard price when it comes to getting an Xbox, but you're getting the Game Pass a part of that. So that's built in. Now, if you got a system where after a year or so, and depending on how often they do reiterations, if they are going to do yearly, I hope to God they don't.
Yeah.
But if there was a system to, of course, like, okay, after you've completed your terms or in the middle of your terms, here's your buyout here, and we'll swap you out with another financing system with another one. Yeah. I would be so okay, because like this, like iPhones now, they range up to like over $1,000 easy. Yeah. To finance that, it's like $40 a month. I mean, if anything, if they had those options, and I will eventually, when the stock is okay, I will be getting an Xbox through that means, because I actually think that's just preferable than to drop another $500. But ultimately, I think that's where, if they're going to do that, that's where they should go. They should have these options for people. Now, granted, that is all about credit checks and stuff like that. And again, it's just more options for more folks. If you want to be able to do this, you could do this.
Yeah. And I kind of think that's where, not to say, I don't think it's like every 2 years we're going to see a new console, but like if we're getting to this point where like, you know, with Xbox, you're having like, there is no next gen. We're just going to iterate on this. It's literally the next gen console is actually just called Xbox Series is the type of box it is. So like, you know, there's even rumors over there already that they already have one cooking up and it's just going to be a thumb drive, like a Google Chromecast you plug in the back of your TV. Like, you know, we're seeing, what you were talking about earlier, them having it in the TVs themselves. Consoles are changing. And the way we consume the media is changing. Like we're seeing Luna and things like that pop up. And so like taking a look at where the ecosystem's headed, yeah, it kind of makes sense that you kind of want to iterate on what you got, constantly improve it to give everybody the best experience or the experience that they want on their preferred platform of choice. So like for me, this totally makes sense. And to see people like, and I've seen some completely bummed out, or seeing this as like people going, oh look, Sony's already one step ahead. They already got the Xbox. The tail between Phil Spencer's legs. Like that silliness.
I saw that post. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like,
you gotta be.
They're thinking about it right now as well.
Yeah. Right. So like seeing that, it's not the case. They're just trying to, again, make a product that they think people are going to purchase. And so again, I like, if you're out there looking for a PlayStation 5, you really want one, go ahead, buy it. Don't let this kind of deter you. If anything, it should be your wallet should be the thing that's deterring you. Those
games are going to play those games. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And, you know, I think that, I think you're also right in the fact that like, we'll probably see this in 3.5, maybe 4 years. Then we'll after a price drop or two, we'll see this and we'll be like, oh wow, we have to get this. It's now even bigger, you know? So I'm not deterred by any of this, but
it has a 4K monitor embedded in the side of the console.
Jesus Christ. You know, it's one less thing to plug in, man.
Right?
You're totally right. Oh, you know what? No, let's go back to your fold idea where you get a foldable, you put the fold right there, it gives it extra 4Ks, and then there you go.
You just
I don't know why I got in an accent all of a sudden.
I don't know, but you know what? We're going to do it. It's going to be a little wild ride.
Oh my God.
Gosh, listen here. Bug out. Kyle Stevenson, I'm going to give you a break so I can read the next story. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Horizon Zero Dawn, Stranded Deep, and Broforce are coming to PlayStation Now games for December. This comes from Alan Mitchell from the PlayStation blog. What'd I say?
Alan.
I said Adam, by God.
I love you went from Southern to like black exploitation movie.
Listen here.
What did I say?
Listen here, boy. Don't you dare interrupt me when I'm talking my talk. It's liquor. Futuristic frontiers, deserted islands, and apocalyptic wastelands are just about as of the exotic settings you must survive today as the world's gone to hell. No, Horizon Zero Dawn, Stranded Deep, and Darksiders 3 join PlayStation Now. If you prefer all action or carve a line through the carnage-filled racetracks in Wreckfest, combat enemy hordes in Broforce, or battle hostile units in Surge 2. All these games coming at you in the month of December on PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now's got some good lineups.
Yeah.
But it just never lives up to Game Pass. Let's be honest here. Let's be real here. Now, it is cool to see Horizon back, and it looks like this one at this point, doesn't have a date where it's going to go away forever.
Mm-hmm.
So, it looks like maybe they're learning here of like, hey, now we can start trickling our IP in here and have them as permanent stays, because I think that's really what PlayStation Now needs. Because like this month in December for Game Pass, like the big one is Control Ultimate Edition is coming at you in December, and that's awesome. But PlayStation Now also had that, So we're getting to the point where there's a lot of cross pollination between these services. It's just that this. What's that?
Well, Darksiders 3 was on Xbox. Now it's on Like literally just swapped. Like they're swapping like WCW NWO people just swapping back and forth.
Yeah, and so like to me, it's at this point where I was talking to one of my buddies, like, isn't this exciting for Xbox? You get the Ultimate Edition, it's awesome. I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll play it for like 15-20 minutes, see that it doesn't stutter, and I'm fine. But like, I kind of knew this was gonna happen. He's like, how so? I'm like, it left PlayStation Now in August, so only makes sense, So like seeing this, awesome. If you are a Now member, go for it. This is the time. This is yours. This is your time. Go out there, have fun, and with that.
And it's the complete edition, too, of Horizon. So you got Frozen Wilds in there as well.
Ooh, hot damn,
which is very, very good. Interesting to note while I was looking up, because I was just making sure Horizon didn't have a date on it, that Wreckfest Drive Hard Die Last is only available to May 31st next year. So if you want to play Wreckfest...
Yeah.
Make sure you fast. Do it before May 31st.
I thought you said erect hard, die fast.
Yeah, erect hard, die fast.
This is a different type of game, and I think I'm in.
Is this having easy platinum? Because I'll play
it. Welcome back to Crazy Street. I am your host, Insane Lou. The walls have eyes, and they also talk. Anyway, let's get into Andrew House's snail mail. Now, okay, actually, trip back to Crazy Street. Each and every week, you can send your questions over at the PS Trophy Room on Twitter, or you can send your questions over to the Casa Day Trophy Room Discord server and read them off there. Or you could pen a letter, you could pay some postage, send that letter over to Andrew House, and each and every week, guess what? I go over, I steal his mail. Sometimes I do a little debauchery, a little mayhem ensues. It is what it is. With that, we have around 5 pieces of mail for your delight. The first one, Cloudside writes in, with Cyberpunk 2077 really close, hopefully, has your hype levels come back again? Or has the delays dampened your excitement for it? Kyle, I haven't really heard much of you when it comes to Cyberpunk 2077. It seems like you're just, what do you do with your hands? It seems like you don't care. Do you not care?
Not true at all. I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk.
Oh, because you have this like, meh.
No, I did this because, like, what do you mean I haven't talked about it? I've talked about being excited for Cyberpunk.
Listen, I'm trying to set you up, okay? This is what I'm trying to do here.
I believe when we did our most anticipated games of the year in January, I said it was like either 2 or 3.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But why is it number 1? Everybody's saying to be excited for this game. Everybody says it's going to change your life. John Wick's in it, Kyle.
Okay. I don't care. I don't care about that. I just want to play a good game. I am very worried that what's going to happen to me with Cyberpunk is what happened to me with The Witcher, where I got overwhelmed. I was like, I can't. There's too much to do. I don't know if I'm going in the right direction, and feeling like I'm missing out somewhere else, and then just stopping. So I'm a little worried about that, but I'm okay with it being delayed forever because now I got to play a bunch of really cool games in its wake. It's coming at a really good time in December into the new year where I can that's pretty much all I'm going to be playing for at least a week or two. So I'm very excited. A week away. I'd be shocked if it's delayed again, although par for the course, it could be another week.
It's like a day, before. Yeah.
Man, I've already seen people in the Kind of Funny groups like, I got my collector's edition early. So
yeah.
Really?
They can't now.
They did put something out on Twitter like, hey, some people are getting it before release date. Don't stream or do Let's Plays of it. So like, we want you to experience for itself. Kind of like what Naughty Dog did with Last of Us when it got leaked.
That would be nice. Yeah. But the internet's an awful place.
Yep.
That's crazy seeing that people already have it. That's absolutely nuts. I should look out on my porch to see if my collector's edition's there because like the hype hasn't. I'll say this for you, Cloud Strife. I think the hype has dampened it because I can only get excited about 4 times, and that's how many times this game's been delayed. Right? Like you got the April release, we're all pumped for it, we're all psyched, we understood because it's COVID, right? Then you had the September release date, we're really excited, this is going to be awesome. Cool, RIP Avengers. It looks like RIP Avengers for a different reason. And then like November came around, we're like, okay, it's finally here. I can't believe we have so many games to play. And then bam, it's again, the hype has to dissipate. And now it's December. And at this point, I'm like, Okay, cool. Like I'm back to being really excited for it, but I don't think I was at that level where I was, at the beginning of this year for sure. But at the same exact time, I am kind of happy of where it is. Simply because, we got to experience all our launch games. We got to have fun with them before this big thing that we're supposed to be excited for comes out and kind of takes all of our time. So, I'm still really excited. What about you, Mario?
I will say that I am more excited this time around. I know when Witcher came out, I wasn't very familiar with the series to begin with.
Same.
I think I got it only because my friends were playing it at the time, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is interesting. After I defeated a fetus baby, because that's basically what you do in those games.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. And then I kind of dipped off, and then I watched The Witcher show, and then I played it again a little bit, and then I stopped again. So, it just depends, honestly. But I am going to give it a shot. I think it's interesting, man. I want that perfect video game, and this felt like it, where there is this world that we all can get like apartments in, and then we can all like multiplayer together. Like I'll have my own personal apartment. Yeah, like Gareth Auto was like trying to be that, but it's not really that. Yeah. I want the Ready Player One of games, and this kind of feels like the closest thing to that. I mean, obviously Fortnite's Ready Player One in games, but this feels the most close to it. We'll see, man. I'm really excited. I'm probably gonna go corpo because I don't know. I just the fancy life sounds most likely me. Or I want to hang out in the dirt. Kid. Be Street Kid. That's also a good one as well.
I'm going to be Nomad. Look at that. Look at us.
Yeah. See? Yeah. All three. Look at us. Hey, who would have known? Who would have thought?
Not me.
Not me. Watched that episode for the first time the other day. It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Fun, cute little story before we move off of it.
Yeah.
I did go to E3 last year, and I was in the front row of the Uncle Bragg of the Xbox conference by accident, total accident. Don't know how I did that. Yeah. But that was the year when I was sitting next to a security guard because the security guard had to sit in the front.
Sure.
And he like elbowed me during the part where Cyberpunk was playing the commercial, and then he just went like this. He like pointed that direction, and then I looked, and then I just see a man standing behind smoke. And there's Keanu Reeves just right in front of me.
He's right.
For the second time in my lifetime.
It's fucking Neo. Look at that.
That's fucking Neo. Oh my god, man, Neo looks good.
Yeah.
Oh man, looking good. Yeah. But yeah, that's my excitement level. Like, fucking Neo looks good. Let's see what he does in this game. Ready to ride his bikes.
Well, you said, and I interrupted you. I'm sorry, I'm rude. You said the second time in your life, what happened?
The first time was a little movie called Hardball. He was filming that in Chicago, and then we were at the tents where they were serving food, and a car drove up all cool. And this is like fresh off of The Matrix.
Yeah.
And so, dude comes out. Girls are like, "Oh my god!" And I'm just like, "Yeah." And I'm like 11. It's like, yeah, it's the Matrix guy right there.
Ben super back. Dodge bullets. This guy could dodge bullets. Everybody.
Throw a football. Yes. Yeah. So
that's awesome. Yeah, no, our friends Luke and Sean were there, and they say that Keanu pointed at them. I'm like, you're a dirty Canadian liar, Sean. They just like caught me. Also,
Mario, you're amazing or breathtaking.
Yeah, you're breathtaking.
Yeah, you're breathtaking. Also, Sean Capri had a stupid bet saying that Cyberpunk was going to be day and date on Game Pass, $50. So I want to take this as a personal attack for Sean to Sean. Thank you for the $50. It was very nice of you. I got my Series X for $10 because of that. With all my winnings, with all my trade-ins. So, thank you, good sir. Thank you for making poor decisions with your money. You got a wife and 2 kids, you fool. Oh, I'm taking that kid's college money. I don't feel bad about it one bit. Jedi Master Ren writes in. So Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer. Let's take away Aurelia. So he's done fine. Has finally given Arth his thoughts on the DualShock 5. DualSense controller. Jedi Master Ren.
Wow.
You know I'll read every word that comes out of these questions. And shocker, he loves it. How long do you think it'll take for Xbox to adapt this game-changing technology in their own hardware? So yeah, DualSense came out. Everybody's digging it. Apparently Phil Spencer loves it as well. Speaking high praise to it. And yeah, when do you think? Because I definitely think it's happening. The DualSense features come into the Xbox Series L controller. I don't know. They're running out of letters.
Series XX.
Ooh, no, Series Triple X, and then you have what's his face come out there.
Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel, yeah. There you go.
Or Ice Cube?
Yeah, they're both out there. Hey guys, what's up? Hey guys, what's up? It's us, Triple X.
We're Triple X. Vin Diesel should not be on any more video game presentations.
Nope.
What do you mean? He nails it every time.
He nails it every time. You know what? Keep making music. The music's actually not that bad.
I forgot he's doing music.
He's doing music. Anyways, yes, the controller I think is actually. I think they're going to do it next year. Honestly, I just think that they need to do something, because I think that the controller was not that much different compared to this last generation. While I think that they probably have one of the best controllers out there, I personally am a fan of the DualShock 4. I know a lot of people don't like it.
No, you're on the right show to say that. Go for it.
Thank you. Exactly. PS3, the DualShock 3 sucked.
It does. It's awful.
It does. It sucks real bad. But no, 100%. I think they have to start. I think they have to implement it as soon as possible, because I think it is really revolutionary what they've done, specifically with the Sony titles. When I think about it, obviously Astro's Playroom has done it the best. I'm curious if Sackboy's done anything or Dual.
It does actually. I have a lot of stories about Sackboy, but yeah, it actually does a lot of things with that controller, the Rumble.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So as long as games support it and it becomes a big thing, I think that needs to be. I mean, it either can be the light bar and stuff like during the PS4 generation with like Infamous Second Son having the spray can effect where you shake the can and then spray it, and that was the coolest thing ever. Oh, well, not really. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, but I wanted more games to do fun, innovative things like that, and then that kind of just really died. I don't remember unless you're Kojima and you put the baby screaming through the thing, or Bugsnax.
You gotta rock it.
Yeah, you gotta rock the controller. Bugsnax, of course, plays the name of the Bugsnax that you capture, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
You just hear your controller say "Chili Nilly."
Chili Nilly.
Mega Maki.
What say you? Does the Xbox controller need to have the DualSense capabilities in terms of haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and all that? Because they remember they put motors in the controller last time? It was in Forza. You heard the car rev or something.
I don't remember that, actually.
That's fair. Just me then. That's fine.
Yeah, sorry. I think eventually they will. I think... And forgive me if I'm wrong here, but all Xbox controllers are still operated on AA's.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
I think they need to maybe not do AA's anymore and do a USB-C charging situation here. Before they worry about rumbles or whatnot.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe.
I saw you. I'm sorry. The reason why I was laughing, I was thinking you pitching this controller the way you were talking about. Hey guys, so here in the boardroom, Phil Spencer's there, like Aaron Greenberg, Larry Harry. So, what if we just don't do AA? Holy shit! This kid. You said you just hired him. This kid's fucking onto something. Go on. What's some more ideas? You want to put another analog stick in there, Kyle?
Yeah. You want to put another? Let's put a bunch more trigger buttons in there. By the way, Kyle, go fuck yourself. We with big AA company.
Listen, I know the ties go all the way back to Alan Wake, so they have to keep him in there. It's like the Bobby Bonilla deal of Xbox.
My waveform just went crazy when I did that.
I think for sure. I think eventually, probably within the next year or two, it will be in there. And likewise on the PlayStation front, I think they're looking at quick resume. Like, hey, let's take it from Xbox and bring it over to PS5 because people are loving that feature. And honestly, having a thing called Switcher on PS5 is just a tease. Seeing what Xbox can do with quick resume. So it'll be a trade back and forth, and we'll have that eventually, and then they'll have this.
I like how you were super reasonable out of it. Because you're just like, yeah, maybe there's something we could take here. No, everything's perfect in PlayStation 5 land. Nothing's wrong. Nothing like being able to view my trophies or having to go into the storage setting to find my captures. It's perfect the way it is. Perfect, I say. That said, when it comes to like my feelings on the Xbox controller is like they did a if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like it's definitely more refined. And I love the grips on the back of it. But like Mario, I'm kind of on your side here. It's like kind of feels like they didn't do enough. Like it just kind of feels like, and it's kind of like my thoughts on the Series X as a whole of just like, oh, this is fine. this console is fine. Like, I turn it on, it just looks like the old Xbox. But it runs games super fast. And I'm holding this Xbox controller, and it kind of just feels like the old Xbox controller, but it's got some things, got some grips in the back. This is great. And whereas, like, the DualSense, maybe it's because, like, they needed to improve so many more things, but it just felt like I got this controller, and man, it just fills out my palms really well. The back of my fingers rest really comfortably on it. Like, this thing is an overall improvement, and the haptics and the adaptive triggers are just, my goodness, so freaking good. And even the battery life, like, everything about this controller, I've come to the point where, like, I'm a month in, maybe I'm still in the honeymoon phase, but, like, yeah, I definitely kind of prefer this over an Xbox controller. And I feel like my experience with the PlayStation 5 has been so much more positive because there's been so many changes. And things feel different, things sound different, things look different. And when I take a look at the Xbox, it's like, oh, cool, quick resume for games that are supported, like Gears. There's nothing. It's just, it's there. That's cool. And at the end of the day, that's kind of where the things I have to say that are glowing about it kind of start and end. So yeah, I would love to see them take that what they learned from Sony here and kind of implement it their own way. And also it means that then third-party studios will have to implement haptics and adaptive triggers as well. So like, I'm all in for all of that. So, yeah, I hope they do because I think it's just going to benefit us in the long run. That said, too soon. Hey, guys, he writes in, hey, guys, do you think the new consoles having 60/20 FPS, that there will be more esports moving to console like Call of Duty has on PlayStation 4? I'm going to say this real fast. No. And I'm going to tell you why. I think it's all about who's paying them more money. I think you're seeing, Call of Duty's move to PlayStation was nothing more than a monetary, decision by both companies, right? So like in terms of like, game wise, I think whatever game will let you, I know like Fortnite, I think does them all, right? Like there's like a PlayStation Cup, Xbox Cup, if I'm not mistaken, PC is the big one. But like depending on the game, I think it depends on whose hands being shook. There. So for me, I don't think the FPS has to do anything. I think it's just more money. What about you, Kyle?
I think the PS5 is going to be a better experience, but nothing's going to beat the PC thing for real competitive esports players. So they'll probably stick there.
I got another question for you. What's your esports name?
Okay. Here's
a nickname.
Yep, here's my esports name, and this is what Xbox gave me, even though I typed in my gamer tag the first time I went to Xbox One. Kinder Puppy.
Kyle Kinder Puppy Stevenson.
Yeah.
Out there on the prowl, clicking heads.
Ow! Kinder Puppy here. Okay. I live on Crazy Street, by the way, now. This is where I live.
He's a permanent resident.
He's
a permanent resident. I just see like an announcer walk up to you with a microphone. Kinder Puppy, Kyle Kinder Puppy Stevenson, how are you doing tonight? Night's still young, night's still a puppy, we're here to make moves.
Gotta get those treats, y'all.
But then I'm gonna grow into a full wolf. They're like, all right, I'm the next person. This person's a little crazy. Mario, what say you, man, as we've devolved?
Oh my god! I mean, I'm sure the PC has primarily things on lock, and like you said, I think it is a money changing hands kind of thing. I will say having the 120 hertz on, for instance, on PS5 for Cold War, it's kind of nice. Or not hertz, I'm sorry, frames, whatever you want to refer to it. But the fact that you can also plug in a mouse and keyboard right up in that sucker and just start being competitive right away. Yeah. So if you are someone that can't afford a $1,000 PC, there you go. You have options. So if you want to be super competitive, you got to get a keyboard and mouse and a PS5.
Yeah, I remember I used to play with this one kid in Fortnite. He's just like, "Yo, man, I play with mouse and keyboard. I'm just getting destroyed." It's like, well, it looks like you're not used to mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
I'm
supposed to be better. It's like, get a better gamer chair, man.
Yeah, maybe it is. Do I have enough G Fuel? What is it? The flavored Dr. Disrespect toilet water one? Let's do that one.
100%. Oh, my esports name is Duncan D, by the way.
Duncan D.
Yeah, that's my old gamer tag. It's coming back. Duncan D. Duncan D's nuts in your face. Old Halo teabag joke.
Again, I see like the announcer move away from Kyle, and then hearing that, and they're just like, "This is a job I chose." Just gotta walk away. I'll be like Joseph Badbit Moran. There you go. Have the alter ego lives on. Trevor Starkey writes in. Okay, or actually, let's go. He's all right. He's all right. I almost forgot Fiona though. She's wonderful.
Fiona, yeah.
What is the next Star Wars character you would like to see in Fortnite? One word. What would I like to see? Who would I like? What Star Wars character?
Salacious Crumb.
Salacious Crumb. Go to hell.
This is a Joe hates Kyle episode.
That sounded like a Harry Potter name.
That's Jabba's little.
No, Salacious Crumb.
Yeah, right. That thing freaked me out.
Who knows the Star Wars now?
Kyle knows Star Wars.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Salacious Crumb. How could I forget the thing that scared me as a child? I would like to see a Sarlacc pit. That's what I'd like to see.
In the map, 100%. Yep. Like you could throw players in there. That'd be really cool.
And
I thought you were answering the character question with that answer. I was like, just a giant Sarlacc pit walking around with a gun.
Just tentacles. Yeah. Mario, what say you, man? If you could pick one Star Wars character, and it's not Watto. Watto's the easy pick.
No, Watto. It ain't gonna be Watto. As small as a pumpkin. No, it's. I can never remember their names. Something guards. The guards from Return of the Jedi. They're helping out the little pig dudes.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Pig guards.
Guards. Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
They have a weird name.
They do have a weird name, and I used to know it.
Dude, give me a Twi'lek in there. Twi'leks are freaking cool as shit.
Twi'leks are Gamorrean guards.
Gamorrean guards. There you go.
Yeah, Gamorrean guards. Yes.
Yeah.
Gamorrean guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gamora's dad. Just a pig boy.
So we got Sarlacc, Gamora's dad. Thing that scared me as a kid.
Yeah, Scrub.
Trevor Starkey asks, who would win in a fight? Mando and Baby Yoda or Kratos and Atreus? And now I asked Trevor, I go, is this pre or post snap Baby Yoda? And did he have his juice and crackers beforehand?
And what did he reply?
A juicy juice.
He said anything that's going to make it more interesting. So I'm thinking cranky Baby Yoda.
Cranky Baby Yoda?
Yeah.
Man, we don't know what rage could be a Baby Yoda because it still hasn't fully trained. You know, it could go the dark side at any time. It could snap Loki's neck like a twig because Loki is a milk boy. He's a very, very soft bone person. He doesn't drink enough milk.
Yeah. Okay, so Atreus is out of the fight.
Atreus, I think, would be just knocked out of the fight like right away.
Okay. I think Kratos still kills them all because you're right. We haven't seen Baby Yoda's powers. Like we saw him stop a space ox, but like nothing too serious other than like that and like stop some flames. Kratos is just gonna break into that.
Kratos is gonna break their necks. There's no way, and sleep with their mothers. There's no other way. Kratos is.
This is the way.
Yeah,
this is the way, boy. Well, what say you, Kyle?
No! Wait! Oh, yeah? He kills Mando, and his new son is now the child.
I will take that. I'll take that 110%
to the bank.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Who's winning this fight?
Probably Kratos.
Okay.
Nice, well-timed Leviathan axe throw. That's all you need.
They won't even know the difference.
Nope.
Yeah, they won't even.
Cuts you Beskar.
Yeah, that's true. How does it do against Beskar? That is something we didn't even think about. Because it could stop a lightsaber. We've seen that
lightsabers, bombs, everything. Yeah,
like space bullets, everything.
Space bullets. It stops a lot of stuff.
But then also like powerful. Kratos has the skin of like just concrete. It seems like, like
Yeah, that's true too.
maybe it's more of an even fight, but I still think Kratos, he's just pure angry all the time.
No,
What's
he's a
his
god.
deal?
He's a god. Yeah. He's literally the god of war. He would still have to win no matter what.
Yeah, it's true. Or you know what? All you have to do. Well, no, they don't even need to breathe there. This is just like you're fighting them on the Raven Crest. You just open the cockpit, bam, vacuum of space. Yeah. Nobody can hear him breathe or be angry.
That's right. Kratos has an AK-47. Mando has a pump shotgun. They meet in the battlefield.
Yeah.
The AK-47 can't withstand the bullet's trajectory of the pump shield. I'm sorry, Mando wins. There
you go.
We made it Fortnite style.
You got Fortnite style. That's just math. You got all technical there. And
there you go.
The last question comes from Reverend Cabot. This one goes straight for Kyle.
Yeah.
Only Kyle.
Yeah.
Why does Fortnite continue to put anything I could ever want in this game and still have no desire to even bother touching this game? Not even an iota of interest.
I put it in here because I agree with Cam on this one. At the end of the day, it's still Fortnite, and I know how Fortnite plays. It just, you can look like you want to look with different characters. So nothing's really like pulling me back in.
Okay. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. And you know what? You're right. With that, that's been the trophy room. What a crazy, wild ride it's been this week.
This is why I'm not on podcasts.
That said, Mario, where can people find you, sir?
You can find me at that MarioRivera on Twitter. It is the only Mario Rivera that you need to know on Twitter. Of course, you can find me at youtube.com/Dualshockers, where you'll see all my work. And of course, you can actually check me out on twitch.tv/thatMarioRivera if you ever want to watch me play games. I've been playing a lot of 5 Dates. Eventually, I'm going to probably move on to another Resident Evil game because I got to finish all of the games. And then we'll see where it goes from there. That's about it. They'll find me those 3 locations.
Awesome. And Kyle, where can people find your lovely mug?
You can find me over at Mr. K-Step on Twitter and on PSN. You can follow me over at 61indie.com and at 61indie on Twitter for all indie gaming news. Twitch.tv/61indie and just search 61indie on YouTube. We're doing our final 12 hours of our extra live stream on New Year's Eve. We're going to celebrate New Year's every hour, it seems like, as we raise money for kids on the last day possible. So, hang out with us there, and then of course this Saturday we're going to do it here for the trophy room. Finish up our stream as well.
Yep. Would you like to do it at noon on Saturday?
Sure, whatever works.
Go. And you can find us stream for Extra Life on noon this Saturday. Come stop by, or more importantly, go donate at Extra Life. Link down below. It helps those kids in need. I said it last week, I'll say it here. This year has been rough on everybody, especially on charities, especially, involving things like kids in hospitals because they need extra protection. And because it's been rough on so many people, they haven't gotten enough money to help these kids because of all the PPE that they need to afford. So go out there, support, even if it's not ours, go out there. Any amount of money really does help all these kids in need. So you can find that link down below. You can find me over at Mr. Badbit on Twitter. You can find the show over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. You can find the video version of this show each and every Thursday on YouTube at the Trophy Room, a PlayStation show on YouTube. You can find this podcast wherever you get your podcast services, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you find your podcast, you can find this show here. And with all that said, and with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation.